Time is one of those things we experience every day, but we rarely stop to think deeply about how it works. It's always there, pushing you forward, whether during successful days or sleepless nights. Have you ever noticed that no matter what happens, time always moves in just one direction? It might seem like a simple question, but let's think about it for a moment. Why doesn't time go backward? Or better yet, why does it only move toward the future? What is it about this one-way road called the future that makes it the only possible path? To start understanding this, we need to talk about the second law of thermodynamics. Okay, that might sound too technical, but hang in there, it's not as complicated as it seems. Basically, this law tells us that the entropy of the universe, the level of disorder in things, always increases over time. It's like when you wake up on a Saturday, decide you're going to clean the house, and 3 hours later, everything's a mess again. You might spend the whole day organizing, but somehow, disorder always wins. This tendency for things to become more disorganized is what scientists call the arrow of time. Think of a coffee cup. If it falls off the table and breaks, you know there's no way the pieces will come back together on their own and return to their original state, right? You don't wake up in the morning, see shattered glass on the floor, and expect that somehow, by magic, the cup will reassemble itself, as if time were moving backward. This is the concept of entropy. Things tend to scatter, to lose organization. And that's what gives time its direction. Always from the organized, a whole cup, to the disorganized, a broken cup. It's kind of frustrating to think about, isn't it? The idea that no matter how hard we try, disorder will always increase. But that's the universe playing its game. The stars, the planets, and even our everyday lives follow this rhythm. Everything scatters, everything ages. Time, in this scenario, is like a road with only one exit, the future. But it's not just physics that dictates this. Our perception of time is important here too. We have this sense that time is always moving forward because we can only access the past through our memory. Remember that amazing trip you took a few years ago? Or that funny conversation you had last week? You can relive those moments in your mind, but you can never actually go back and change them. The future, on the other hand, is unknown, unpredictable, and that's where we're always being led, like we're in a river flowing in only one direction. This idea of time as a river makes us think about cause and effect. In our world, causes always come before effects. You throw a stone into the water, and then you hear the sound of the impact and see the ripples. It's never the other way around. Imagine if the ripples appeared before you threw the stone, it would seem absurd. Our life experience is built on this sequence of events. Something happens, and then we see the result. This alignment between cause and effect is another reason why time seems to only move forward. Now, if we dive a little deeper, things get even more interesting. Einstein's theory of relativity showed us that time and space are interconnected, forming something we call spacetime. Ever since the Big Bang, that colossal event that gave rise to everything we know, the universe has been expanding. This expansion of space is directly linked to our experience of the passage of time. As the universe grows, time stretches along with it. And just like the universe doesn't seem to be shrinking, time doesn't move backward either. As strange as it might seem, the idea of time travel has been explored in movies and books. Who hasn't thought about how incredible it would be to go back and fix past mistakes? To relive high school, make different choices at work, or say one last word to someone important. But reality holds us firmly. The past is sealed, and the future is where all possibilities lie. A good analogy is to think of time as a book. Each day you live is a new page you turn. You can look back at the previous pages, your memories, and see what has already been written. But no matter how hard you try, you can't change the words that are already there. On the other hand, the the pages that are still blank, the future, are full of opportunities. You can write whatever you want, but only once. There's no erasing, and no second chance. And this perception that the future is always ahead of us comes with a great mystery. What is the future? Why does it exist? To understand this, we need to return to physics. Some scientists suggest that the arrow of time is an emergent property of macroscopic phenomena like gravity or thermodynamics. These phenomena shape our experience of time as something continuous and linear, whereas in reality, on the subatomic level, the rules of the game are quite different. Have you ever heard of quantum mechanics? In this bizarre world, particles can do things that defy our intuition of cause and effect. They can be in two places at once, behave like both waves and particles, and even influence events in the past. And yet, when we look at everyday life, everything seems to follow a logical order. Time moves forward, things age, and the future is always a point ahead. So, when we say that time only moves toward the future, we're talking about our experience within this expanding universe, where entropy increases and the laws of physics keep us bound to this straight line. But who said everything needs to be that simple? There's something intriguing about modern theories that propose the existence of multiverses, parallel universes where the laws of physics might be different. Could there be a place where time runs backward? Could there be a universe where the coffee cup reassembles itself after falling to the ground? These are fascinating questions that still have no answers, but they make us reflect on how little we truly understand about time. If you want an example closer to our everyday life, think about the human experience. Our bodies follow a clear trajectory of birth, growth, aging, and death. There's no going back. There's no natural rejuvenation that allows us to return to our youth. Just like the universe, we are bound to this one-way journey into the future. And while that might seem sad, it's also what gives life its value. The fact that time moves forward and never returns makes each moment unique and unrepeatable. So, the next time you find yourself wishing to go back in time or wondering why things are the way they are, remember this: time only moves toward the future because the universe is in constant motion, pushing everything forward. And maybe that's what makes everything so precious, is the fact that each passing second is an opportunity that won't come back, but will always take us to new pages, new chapters, new endings yet to be written, and new videos here on the channel. So, make sure to subscribe now, and I'll see you in the next video.